As Bitcoin trades above $57,000, many people starting to call euphoria, starting to call this as the high. Is Bitcoin getting ready for a correction, or is there more proof that suggests that this is just getting started? What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. On the way in, let's jump into the Bitcoin video. Everybody, this is a weekly chart. We got a couple weekly charts open here, and I want to discuss the confluence of just the charts technically, especially in regards to some things we've discussed in previous videos. The swing high, I did a video talking about a $200,000 bull market high this cycle and why I think that is. But I want to find the confluence of these macro charts with certain data that many of you might have seen out there. We can start here. This is the stock to flow by Plan B. Pretty much anybody that's in crypto has seen this chart. And if you haven't, the stock to flow ratio is a popular model that assumes the scarcity. That scarcity drives value. Stock to flow is defined as the ratio of the current stock of commodity and the flow of new production. Bitcoin's price has historically followed the SF ratio, and therefore it is a model that can be used to predict the future Bitcoin valuation. So you see a lot of colors. What are the colors? The colors are the days until halving, marked and visualized through color. So right at this blue area is right around halving, and then it kind of goes to this green, and then after the green, it's going to go to a greenish yellow, and then into yellow, into orange, right? And orange really kind of historically, based on this data, kind of symbolizing bear market lows, and this greenish yellow symbolizing bull market highs. And it really is based on the cycles and based around Bitcoin halvings. Now, as you can see, and I want to start here with where it is right now, comparable to previous cycles, Bitcoin is still in this kind of green area that just came out of blue area. So a lot of upside historically, proving so for Bitcoin. Will this be the case? Many people say yes, and that's why many people are saying, you know, another year easily for Bitcoin in this bull market as we look at this chart right here. Now, what I want to do is dig even further into what's going on. And one thing is true, very simply visualized, is the Bitcoin number of addresses continues to go up since really the birth of Bitcoin. And it's just, it's happening. The other day we talked about, and we looked at a glass node chart, which was showing the amount of Bitcoin holders over $1 million, basically at record highs and not declining at all. And really, we see accumulation above $50,000. Now, digging even further, and this is kind of bringing it together, there's another glass node chart, which is called Bitcoin Realized HODL Ratio. And it is a market indicator that uses a ratio of the realized cap HODL waves. And that's another chart. But in particular, our HODL ratio takes the ratio between the 1 week and the 1 to 2 years R cap HODL bands. So basically, it's taking data from other data sets, and it's charting it on this HODL ratio chart. And very simply, when you get into this red area at the top, historically, it has called the top of cycles, bull market cycles. And it is true. Historically, it really has been very accurate. Now, if you look at where Bitcoin is right now on this chart, right in this middle area, you can see, if we could go back and compare it to other Bitcoin cycles, and this is Bitcoin in the last bull market in the middle of the screen, you know, we're right around here. And this is that June, July area. Now, what's interesting with that is this puts Bitcoin at a very synergistic and harmonious place with the stock to flow ratio, but it also does so with this chart that I charted in December 2018, right here at the bear market low. And if we start digging in here, it's just really nice synergy with the bull market cycles and the Fibonacci macro resistance area, the bull market doors that we've talked about so much on this YouTube channel. So it's the swing high of the last bull market to the bear market low. And then we're going to chart the last cycle, exact same Fibonacci, the 2013 high to the bear market low. And we have these bull market doors that I've just talked about so much on this YouTube channel. And what we've really been talking about most recently is after that last cycle, Bitcoin broke through those doors and we kind of entered this next phase in the middle of the last bull market right here, June, July area. We've been likening what is occurring right now in the Bitcoin charts to that exact area, June, July area. And if you go back and we look at this realized HODL ratio charts, this is just 100% in line with those bull market doors. Because if you look at where Bitcoin is now on this chart and we compare it to last cycle, this June, July area shows Bitcoin really in the middle of that last bull market, and comparatively Bitcoin right now in the middle of this bull market. Now there's a lot to be said as we look at these charts and we start zooming out. People are getting very worried. I mean, there's a lot of people that are kind of just calling this out as euphoria. Bitcoin, it needs to tank. This is the top. And listen, at the end of the day, you know, maybe these charts and this data diverges away, but when you have accumulation, huge accumulation, starting even above $50,000, and this kind of storyline began above $20,000, but when you have this accumulation and you have the supply shock, which really, that's what this is. This is the Bitcoin halving chart, the stock to flow, based around the Bitcoin halving. But the reason why we're using the Bitcoin halving for all of this data is because the Bitcoin halving creates that shock wave, that supply shock. There's so much demand, even above $50,000, that when we look at this chart, there's so much upside, because that's what happens. Price goes up when there's so much demand, not enough supply. And that's what we're seeing on these charts. And, you know, all of this stuff put together is why the other day, I kind of did a video talking about this entire range up here with the confluence of these parabolic trend lines and then this new just kind of regular trend line, you know, that speculates market highs, you know, the 2013 high, 2017 high, speculatively this next high. Obviously, this is in the $300,000 range, but my thought was anywhere in this range right here, 100, 200, a little bit higher, is 100% in play as we see all of this data come together and really just kind of tell us the same story, that this bull market just started and we are still in it. I really just wanted to present it very simply. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this. Glassnode presents just awesome data, but truly, everybody, I really think Bitcoin is just getting started. If we look at the micro, if you're watching this today, February 20th, Bitcoin on its way to kind of this final shorter term target, $58,000 out of this rising wedge we've been tracking. We'll see if that happens in the short term, but everybody, it's all coming together in terms of Bitcoin halvings, the stock to flow ratio, the realized HODL ratio, the bull market doors that we've been talking about on this channel. Bitcoin is where it is. It's in demand. And that supply shock is proving true. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. I appreciate you cruising by. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.